Iraq or Afghanistan or both. But Hollywood stars and others are now lending a helping hand, taking part in what's called the Road to Recovery bike ride. It's a trip that stretches all the way from San Francisco in the north down to Los Angeles. Adam Housley is streaming live in Santa Monica, California with more on this. Adam, how's the bike ride going out there? You're a participant.
Yeah, you know, Greg, we just pulled in here to the VA in West Los Angeles about maybe 5 minutes ago for where the ride has just ended. But, of course, they had the party afterwards. And I have to tell you, we were only part the last couple of days. And you feel almost you're humbled. I mean, you don't feel you should be a part of it because these men and women are so honorable for what they've gone through. And I told someone earlier today that, at one point we're riding up a hill out in what's called western Malibu, going towards a place called Neptune's Net. It's in tons of movies. And there's a little hill right there. And I look over to my right. I see one soldier who has a left arm that's been blown off in war with a prosthetic, holding the back of another soldier who lost his left leg in war. And he's literally pushing him up the hill on his bike and riding at the same time. And you look, it's like, my gosh, what they've gone through. And what this does is it builds so much camaraderie. To give you an idea, last year they rode from Northern California to Southern California. There were 50 riders. This year, 150. They're riding 4 times across the country. They're riding here. They're riding in Florida coming up in December. Next year, they have 5 of them planned. And the whole idea is just to build up the strength, both internally and externally. As one man told me, I have a lot of things that still go through my mind from the war. He's like, and externally, physically, there's some things that happened where I had some bombs go off and stuff, and it didn't necessarily maim me, but it still hurt me. It hurt my muscles. It hurt my tendons. And so this helps me build up physical and mental strength. And just the support mechanism. I mean, I'm not a soldier. I'm not an airman. I'm not a Marine. Yet they brought me in and a few others like me that came along for the ride, whether to support with money or whether they were an actor. And they literally brought us in and put their arms around us and helped us through some of this. So, Greg, I got to tell you, it's an incredible organization. It's called Ride to Recovery. It's part of Wounded Warriors, a bunch of different USO out here, Shimano, the bike companies out here. And you can follow us also online. We have a little square online that if you scroll down from the main big picture there at foxnews.com, you can click on there and leave some comments. You can see some of the pictures we posted. We have some live video we put on there. We're going to post some stuff throughout the day. But, it makes you feel real proud. No matter where you stand on politics, you have to look at this and just feel extremely proud watching these men and women basically go through what they went through since last Sunday. And we rode today, we made it 60 miles. And sometimes we were hitting speeds of 30 miles an hour. So I got to tell you, I'm pretty tired and sore, but nothing compared to what they've gone through, Greg.
Boy, that's a long way to go, 60 miles just in one day. Adam Housley, thanks for sharing it with us. And Great American Heroes, thanks for being with us.
Done giving up yet, or giving yet, and see how they are helping others like them. We'll come back to a live picture of that as well.
Our wounded veterans returning from overseas have already paid a very heavy price. Now some of the wounded heroes are taking on an inspiring challenge. And folks, if you're not inspired by this, I don't know what it takes. Check this out. It's a bike ride that goes all the way from San Francisco to Los Angeles. Adam Housley is along for the ride, and these are live pictures. He's going to talk to me on his way to L.A. Adam, how you doing?
Hey, Jamie, right now we're about 30 miles into the ride. You're looking at the Ride to Recovery as we head south. We started this morning in Ventura, California. Right now we're reaching a place called Neptune's Net, which is on Pacific Coast Highway in North Malibu, basically. It's the first rest stop of the day. You see some of the bikers come in here. We have about 30 miles more to go until we reach the VA in West Los Angeles. There's suspected to be a couple of thousand people lining the street in San Vicente. I'm actually riding with the crew. I'm in the middle of this bunch that you're seeing as we pull over to the side right now. These are soldiers, airmen, naval officers. I mean, you name it. All 5 services are represented here, as well as a lot of volunteers, people raising money. I got to tell you, man, you're lost for words. A moment ago, we were riding up the hill, and one of the riders, Chad Fleming, a captain in the Army who lost his leg in northern Iraq, had fallen earlier and hurt his ribs. And at one point, Jason Inman, another soldier who lost his left arm fighting for us, puts his left pathetic arm on his back and helps him up the hill. So you see two soldiers riding bikes, one without a leg, one without an arm.
Oh, my.
I mean, and I'm riding behind them, and it's like, my God. I mean, you know, you get tired. I didn't train for this. And you look at them, and I'm like, if they can do that, hell, you can do anything. You know, it's just, it is beyond inspirational. And to see these men and women, and to see the people and the kids actually line the street, and you see them, and you see what they do. You're holding the flags, they're holding signs. We went by Naval Station Ventura, Port Hueneme, and you saw the fire trucks outside with the horns blaring and the sirens, and all the naval officers and Navy men that came out, women that held up flags. It's beyond inspirational as we reach the halfway point here. And if anybody in Southern California wants to come out, Jamie, they'll be going down San Vicente Avenue around 1:30 this afternoon to the VA, where there'll be a party afterwards. And like I said, it's just to see these men and women, and some of them have injuries you don't see. You know, there are a lot of injuries, people dealing with some mental stresses and stuff of war. I mean, I can only imagine from being over there just a little bit that I have, what they go through. And, you know, and this helps them as well. Like one person talked about how they were suicidal at times, and when this ride started, you know, it's like it opened up their mind. It's just, you're out here with nature, you're with each other, you're helping each other. It's, like I said, it's something that is building. They ride 4 times in the country this year, 5 next year. They're going to do a ride in December in Florida. It's Ride to Recovery is the group, and we're also blogging about it online. You can go to foxnews.com, and on the main page there you'll see a little square with my picture. It says Ride to Recovery. We're putting in little stories that we see and pictures. I'll be posting some video throughout the day as well, and we're going to have live reports here on Fox News Channel all day as well as we continue this ride down the coast to Malibu, Jamie.
Well, sign me up. I want to do this with you next time, and if there's anyone that we should support, it's those who have served us so bravely. Thank you so much, Adam. Great story. Good luck on the ride. Don't forget to hydrate. Take care.
Thanks, Jamie.
That is so cool to see. Right.
And Adam Housley suited up for the ride. He's streaming live from a VA facility in West Los Angeles. Hey, Adam, so tell us a little about the cause for this bike ride.
Yeah, Julie, it started last year. You know, we're streaming because we actually use the same technology as we rode and reported live on the ride from Solvang, California, down here to West L.A. yesterday and today, more than 120 miles. And actually behind me right now, you can hear some of the singers for the after party. 150 riders began this and came down the coast. It's unbelievable. Again, it's a loss for words sometimes. I have a loss for words I try to explain. When you watch, for example, one soldier who has only one arm and use the prosthetic arm to put it on the back of another soldier who has one leg to help push him up a hill. And we went up some pretty big hills here in Southern California, and we're at a pretty good clip, in some cases up 25 to 30 miles an hour. These guys, it was not a leisurely bike ride. And it's all about recovery, not just recovery physically, but recovery mentally. You had every service out here, Coast Guard, Marines, Army, Air Force, Navy, all here of various type of injuries. We had one soldier who lost both legs just last year. His job was to go out and basically detonate bombs along the roadside in Iraq, and one that was not along the roadside, that was actually off in the distance, went off and took out his legs. He hand cycled. Nathan Hunt's his name. He hand cycled the entire way. You know, just talking about it gives you chills. And what this does is it helps raise money. It's the group's called Ride to Recovery. They had help from Vietnam veterans along the way on Harley motorcycles to help keep the traffic off to one side. We had school kids out holding flags. You know, about 99.9% of the people you meet or see either honk the horns or wave. Every once in a while, like today, we had a guy in a BMW come by and yell out, you know, you're a baby killer, which you look over that idiot and you think, wow, these men and women fought for him to say that. And it's just, it kind of even gives you even more pride as you ride with them because they didn't respond. They just kept on going and made it here to Los Angeles. And the reception here at the VA, and as you come down San Vicente with all the people with flags, Julie, was absolutely stunning. And it's good to see these men and women. It's good to see the camaraderie they've built. They have another ride coming up here in Florida. They have 5 scheduled for next year. Cool. And the military now, thanks to the help of John Worden, who really got this thing going, the military now is using this to help veterans recover physically and mentally, right. Julie.
Adam Housley, thank you very much. A great, great cause. Thank you, Adam.
Good for you, Adam. And good for our American servicemen and women, too. Wow.